I want expectations.
The song.
Beautiful record.
Thank you.
You talk about, in the tweet you posted recently, you talk about duality, and that really is the music video. There's a light you, there's a dark you. Are there two different versions within you right now as you sit in front of us?
There's a million versions of me. I think there's a million versions in each of you. There's people you are in front of people. There's a person you are behind closed doors. There's a person you are with someone you love, like, intimately. There's a person you are with your family. There's a person you are. And all of those different people are still you. They all still draw from, like, the energy source that is your soul.
Different shades.
They're different shades of blue. You know what I mean? Like, different archetypes, you know, that we can fall under. And so this first video was an exploration of my two extremes. My really naive, innocent, like, youthful self who is very hopeful and blissful in the world and really, really believes that everybody has a good heart and really believes that, you know, we can overcome this darkness that we're all surrounded by on a regular basis. And then there's the darker part of myself who is more, you know, violent in her thoughts about the way that things should be handled, or like more aggressive and demanding and you know, sensual and explorative of self, like, and that all is taboo for a woman to be, you know. Would you say that version is realistic? They're both hyperboles of who I really am. You know what I mean? Because they're archetypes, so they're there, and I fall into, like, depending on a situation that I'm presented in, like, sometimes I'll have those naive elements to where, like, let's say if I approach a new person, right? And I think they're really cool and they think I'm really cool and everything's going great. So my naive self automatically is like, oh, look, like, oh, new friend. Like, this is great. I can get to know them. I can trust them. I can, like, become friends with them. And so I do become friends with them, right? But then all of a sudden, they switch up on me and I notice that they're not exactly who I first perceived them to be. So then the other Lauren kicks in, and that's the protective Lauren who's not about to let anybody with her. So it's like those two Laurens very much exist in me, and all the in-between Laurens exist. You feel me?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Why did Dark Lauren...
Did the cauldron just like...
Yes,
that's why I'm laughing. As soon as you started talking about Dark Lauren, that thing started going. I was like, oh wow. Like, you're a witch, bro.
Yeah.
There's a witch in the room, y'all.
Why did Dark Lauren kill Light Lauren?
She sacrificed her.
She sacrificed her for what?
You'll see.
Oh, so there's a longer story.
There's a whole story.
Like Thanos in the Avengers.
like Thanos. Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. Archetypes.
Exactly.
You refer to Expectations as a story. So is the album that is coming made up of different stories to tell a larger one?
So the music, I haven't given a story. You know what I mean? When I go in and make music, like, I'm trying to draw from the most real place I possibly can that day. And like, and some days that's like a fun me, and that's just like in a party mood. And then other days it's me that's like in a sad mood. And other days it's me in a hopeful mood. It's just different energies that I'm exploring. But each one of them tells a different story about the different selves. You feel me?
Yeah. So we get to understand you. So the story is you.
Me.
It's cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Way to go.
How is that your process? Is your process just going into the studio in your raw current state? Mm-hmm. Do you document inspiration? Do you write down lyrics? Do you
I write all my
feelings?
Lyrics. I write all my lyrics down by hand. And if you look at my journal, they're hilarious. Like, I'll be writing, and as I'm writing, I'm like writing lines, and I'm like, no, that's bad. And then I'll keep writing those. So then by the end of me writing a song, like, if these are the 2 pages, it's like one line is up here, one line's over here, the other one's over here, this one's over here. And as I'm singing it, I'm like trying to find it on the page. I'm like, I need to like write this down like straight. It's messy, but it's also like, I love it. I love playing with words and figuring out what exactly I want to say, because it's like, I don't know, we've been given, like, the words are such a cool tool to like communicate our hearts. So it's like, I like exploring the different ways you can string them together.
You really could do anything.
Yeah.
And you could
alchemy.
You could tell stories. You could use so many different words, and words that might not even have like the most basic meaning of them or the most like generalized meaning
You
of
can
them.
also give new meanings to words.
That's
and songs.
it.
Yeah, that's the best. I love like writing abstractly too sometimes, like in a more poetic form that's more like, it's not so tangible and not so confessional. Because Expectations is real confessional. Like the lyric is very like my stream of consciousness of what I'm thinking. And then rhyming a few inner things, you know? But some songs are just poems, more like you have to think about them. You can't just sit there and be like, I get what she means. Unless like unless you're in my brain. Or, which I love about art, you read it and you're like, holy shit, like this is exactly how I'm feeling, but I never thought to express myself that way.
This is what it means to me.
Exactly.
I love songs like that. And I think we're in a phase of music where they're coming up more and more and more. And I never, they didn't totally go away, but I think more and more are more and more are coming back to the mainstream. And just like, I don't know. Great stories have been lost, and I think they're on the rise, baby.
I think we've been hearing a lot of people's stories, but not really from the people performing them.
You know what? You hit the nail on the head. Do you think, as somebody who performs, can you ever fully invest yourself in a story that doesn't belong to you?
No, I'm not taking anybody's songs.
No, but can a performer, not you?
Oh,
but
sorry.
Somebody.
Excuse me.
Yeah, not you at all. I know it's all you.
I thought that was a direct question.
Oh, no. But like, could any performer out there? Do you think it's possible?
I do believe it's possible. I think there's people who are stars who really embody and capture and communicate stories really beautifully in a way that connects to people. You know what I mean? I think that some people just have like a pull about them that makes people want to listen to them, and I think that that's just as admirable as someone who can write their own story and do the same thing, you know? It's just but those people have to be good A&Rs then, you know, because they have to be able to sift through the songs that are relative enough to them that they can communicate it in an authentic way, because otherwise it just doesn't click. And we all know that, like as an audience, anybody, even the person themselves will get that feeling, you know?
I mean, you kind of had to do that for years though, didn't you?
Yeah. And I did not connect. And it was obvious. And if it wasn't obvious, I'm a great actress. You should hit me up for some roles.
Nice.
I loved watching your dance break in the music video.
Oh my God, thanks.
Oh, it was so sexy.
Oh, well, thank you.
Beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Felt it. Like it was.
I can feel your frustration. It's awesome.
Dude, I wish I could do that. Not gonna lie.
I would love. Wait, can I please get a video of you attempting to do that choreography?
I'd love to see him try.
Give him the latex suit too.
I need it. I need that in my life.
think
As long as I'm
everyone
wearing heels and latex.
Make him do the Expectations challenge.
Oh,
Make him do it.
that, please.
Yes.
Comment below.
Comment below if you would like to see a video of Zach saying
Please.
in a latex outfit doing my choreography.
We all
We're being
do.
so 2018 right now.
I love it.
What is the full Expectations story? Like, why did you decide to write that one?
I didn't really decide to write it. It kind of wrote itself. I was just in a pissed off mood and didn't know how to express my feelings talking, because it just wasn't working or getting out right. So I wrote it. I wrote about it. Usually when I can't say something, I try to write about it, like a letter or a journal entry or a poem, just some way to express it through words, because I just feel better like putting it out through words. I don't know how to.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just better at it.
It's like when you're mad at someone and you don't want to tell them directly, but you write a letter.
You write a letter,
but you never
about it.
send it.
Yeah, and
Like
then when
that
you
type
try
of
to tell
thing.
them directly, there's no way you can be as eloquent as you were in the letter.
100%.
Because you can catch yourself in the letter like, oh, no, that's too mean. Oh, no, wait, no, I don't really mean that. Like, you know what I mean? You take time to really think about how you want to say it.
I'm not going to ask who you were speaking to, but has that person heard it?
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
speaking about Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
We're not done.
It was about time, but we spoke about it, and I showed it to him after I wrote it. I was like, I'm good. Thanks, babe.
All good.
It worked out.
Did you feel like you were being a little crazy in the time?
No, because I don't think it's crazy to experience feelings of, especially considering where I'm coming from, because I've been in abusive relationships, emotionally abusive relationships. And as a woman who has been in that, and I speak for a lot of women when I say emotionally abusive relationships, because mentally people take this power hold of you and they kind of expect you to know where their heads are at, you know? And as someone who has like, I have really bad anxiety, and I have stuff that like I get triggered by, and that's just like, that's not crazy, that's just me, you know what I mean? And so I was upset in the moment, and the lack of communication I was still upset about, you know what I mean? It was still, and I still think I was valid in being upset about the lack of communication, because the lack of communication is what essentially led to my worrying and getting out of hand with the worrying, which I shouldn't have done, and I actually dramatized for the sake of the song, because it doesn't happen every time. But like, it still was that kind of exploration again of that feeling of not being able to get a streamline of communication between you and your partner, just because one of you feels like, I don't have to, you know, and you do have to if you want to be in a healthy relationship with someone.
How do you have any sort of relationship with any human being ever and not communicate?
It's true, but a lot of us are really present in them on a daily basis.
Yeah, you're right. but and maybe some of that fear of communication or lack of communication stems from a fear of confrontation.
Absolutely, always. And you don't want to hurt the person you love either. You don't want to cause a problem. You don't want to like cause a scuffle. It would be cool, I think, if like we as a society got to a place where bringing up problems wasn't necessarily a need for confrontation. And that's what I say. I said, I say with no confrontation, I really wish we could talk about it instead. Like, I really wish we could just sit here and like, I'm upset about something, but I don't have to come at you in order for you to register that it's valid that I'm upset. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to be able to be like, hey, like, this is something that really hurt me. And for that reception to come in of like, oh, wow, something hurt you. How can we make this better? You feel me?
That's the real test of love, isn't it?
Exactly. I 100% think so.
It's how you solve problems.
As far as like, this is the
them.
First like mature relationship I've been in my whole life. So yeah, that's what I'm learning through this love and this growth is like, communication is so important and valid. It's valid for me to want that and need that in order to be healthy, you know, or mentally healthy. And like, especially in the situation that I'm in right now, where I'm discovering myself at a very rapid rate, and again, in front of the world, you know what I mean? Like, this is like, the art that I'm making is super vulnerable, like really genuinely coming from a place in my soul. So like, when I put it out in the world, it's not, it first of all, it takes time and effort and thought and energy to put it together. But then also, once that's done and you put it out in the world, people gobble it up in 0.2 seconds and expect you to throw something else up ASAP.
While judging you in the process.
While judging you in the process for not being perfect enough or the caliber that you should have been at.
Yeah, or not matching their expectations.
Exactly, which is why Expectations was the first song. You feel me? So it's like, it's just, you can't please anybody but yourself. So I'm learning that one. Like, just make me happy, and that's that.